fun one, and that is because we are doing 10 very simple and affordable DIYs for fall. Most of today's projects are thrift finds that I was able to upcycle and really bring in that cozy, warm, and seasonal feel to my home this year. I'm also going to be sharing a dollar store flip as well as a couple Pottery barn dupes. And with that being said, let's jump right in.
Okay, so as we get closer to Halloween, pumpkins in all shapes and sizes are popping up, and I really do love them, but I'm personally not into spending a small fortune on the fancy ones offered at the brand store, especially since they end up in storage for most of the year. Michael's actually had some really nice faux options, but the size and color I wanted were going for upwards of $15, which I still did not want to spend. Instead, I knew I could get a similar look but for a fraction of the price with just some paint and the right size pumpkin. The thrift store is always a great place to check as they usually have lots of faux pumpkins and gourds. If you see bundles like this, you can just separate the pumpkins and style them in other ways. I did grab a few smaller ones, but I was also on the hunt for something bigger this year, and I just wasn't having any luck at the thrift store. So I headed to the dollar store, which is always my next go-to, and luckily they had the size I was looking for. I picked up 3 of them for less than just one at Michael's, and now we're just going to give them a quick makeover to achieve a similar look for a whole lot less. Now these pumpkins are like really orange, so it took me 2 coats to fully cover them. I find that using either wall paint or chalk paint provides the best coverage, and I'm just using this ivory cream color that I already had on hand from another project. Also, if you have a local paint store nearby, it's always worth checking their clearance section. A lot of the time they'll have a discount on a selection of paints that were either returned or pre-mixed. I actually grabbed this one at Sherwin-Williams for $5 along with a few other neutral colors. Okay, so after 2 coats of paint, the pumpkin still looked a little too faux instead of realistic, so to fix that, I'm using some light brown craft paint to add some shading and contouring. I'm just starting by emphasizing the creases here, and don't worry about how it looks at first because we're going to smooth everything out in just a minute. Now adding a bit of water on the end of my paintbrush, I'm just lightly going over the surface, and this helps to soften the paint and start blending the colors together. For the final step, I'm just gently wiping down the pumpkin, which seems counterintuitive, but it really smooths everything out and gets rid of any harsh or unnatural lines. As you can see, the paint naturally settles into the creases, giving the pumpkin a softer, more dimensional look. I also applied the same technique on the rest of the smaller pumpkins and gourds, and I'm loving how they turned out. I also love that I was able to source all of these pumpkins and gourds either secondhand or from the dollar store, and for a whole lot less than what it would have cost at retail. Now, if you want a more decorative look, I've seen a lot of people doing napkin decoupage with Mod Podge and wanted to give it a try. I grabbed these napkins off Amazon, which I'll link below, and I was really drawn to the pattern because it reminds me of a picture Michael's has out right now, and I think it's just a really pretty look for fall. Since my pumpkin was already painted, I got to skip this step. But with napkin decoupage, the base color really shows through, so make sure you start off with a color you're okay with seeing underneath. To start here, I'm just separating the 2 layers of the napkin and cutting out smaller shapes to make them easier to work with. From there, it's really super simple. We're just going to brush on some Mod Podge, place the napkin piece, and keep layering until the whole pumpkin is covered. Be sure to work it into the creases too because they can be a little tricky. I just did the one pumpkin, but I've seen some amazing layered looks using different napkin patterns as well. It's such a fun and affordable way to customize your fall decor. Okay, one thing I'm really loving this year and seen a ton of are these framed leaf portraits. I love how simple yet impactful they are, and I just think they make a really cute little statement piece for fall. I took some inspiration from Etsy and Michael's, and I knew I could recreate a similar look for next to nothing. At the thrift store, I picked up this oval glass frame that matched my style, but you can totally use any frame you like, or if you already have one, even better. Back at home, I grabbed a leaf from the backyard and a sheet of printer paper as the mat that we're gonna age in a sec. If you haven't aged paper before, it's actually super quick and easy. For this project, all you need are tea bags and cinnamon, which I already had on hand. For the first step, I'm steeping 3 tea bags in boiled water for about 5 minutes, and then while I wait, I'm going all out on the paper scrunching to get that really aged, worn look. Next, I'm soaking the paper in the tea for about 10 minutes, but you can do this for a longer or shorter time depending on how dark you want your paper. I'm also adding some cinnamon here, and this is gonna add some visual interest, which you'll see in a sec. After blotting off the excess water, we're gonna pop it in the oven for about 7 minutes at 200 degrees Fahrenheit. Once that's done, you're left with this really cool aged looking paper, and as you can see, the cinnamon really highlights the creases, and I'm really happy with how it looks. I forgot to film this part, but I traced the original photo onto the paper, and then after gluing the leaf on, I pressed it in a book overnight. Putting everything back in the frame, I think this is just so cute. The only new item I purchased here was the frame, costing me only $4 in total, and I think this is really giving a soft yet curated high-end look for fall. On another fall leaf note, I found this really cute ceramic one at Habitat for Humanity, and it even has a little hook on the back for hanging. The only thing I wasn't loving was the moss green color, but that's an easy fix. When sourcing good thrift flips, I rarely focus on the color and instead pay attention to the shape and material, because things like color and pattern can usually be changed. Back at home here, I'm giving the leaf 2 coats of a light brown chalk paint that I use for a lot of my projects. Now adding in some dimension to get a more realistic look, I'm just going in with a paint wash using 1 part dark brown craft paint and 2 parts water. Most of the effect happens with just the first coat, and you could totally stop there if you're happy with it, but I wanted just a touch more contour to make it pop, so I did 1 more coat and I was happy with that. After a quick seal, we're all done, and I'm so glad I was able to quickly upcycle this to better fit my decor. This whole project only cost me $5, and considering how much similar decor can go for, I'm thrilled with how budget friendly it was. I also think this looks really good no matter where I put it, and it's definitely going to be one of my yearly fall staples. Speaking of fall staples, let's talk about wreaths. I've seen so many beautiful ones lately, but I just can't justify the prices, especially when they're super easy to make. You can almost always find wreath forms at the thrift store, and I'm going home with these 3. They look brand new, and I'm pretty sure they're the same ones you can find on Amazon. I also grabbed this dried angel vine wreath, and as I mentioned earlier, I don't focus on the colors because pieces like this are so easy to disassemble and rework. Anthropologie is selling loose angel vine for $20, so finding this one for just $4.99 felt like a steal. I'm making 2 wreaths today, and for this first one, I'm jumping right in by removing everything from the base. Sometimes I'll keep a few pieces if they work, but in this case, all the neon just isn't my style, so I'm starting fresh. For the main element, I'm reusing the stems from our wedding, and I just cut them down to size to fit. You can also get these exact ones and other similar stems from the dollar store. I'm also not using any glue here since the angel vine really holds the stems on its own. This method also makes it easy to switch things up each season without having to rip anything off or risk cutting parts of the base. I'm also adding in a little stem and pumpkin from this thrifted bunch I got the other week, and I think it's perfect for the soft fall look in my home this year. Right now, I've styled it around my hurricane candle, but I think it also works really well in my gallery wall or even just as its own wall piece. For the other wreath, I did the same thing with some more wedding stems originally from the dollar store. All the leaves can be removed and repositioned, so I'm just adjusting the shape by taking out any that look out of place. I'm also using the ribbon from my wedding bouquet to make a bow here, but you can also find tons of beautiful ribbons at the thrift stores for a great price. Using 2 pieces here, the first one I'm weaving through the twigs for length, and then the second one I'm shaping into the actual bow. I was able to make both wreaths for under $15, which is less than half the price of most retail options, and giving new life to my wedding decor makes it all the more meaningful. Okay, moving on to fall foliage. There are endless options out there, but I prefer muted tones for my decor, and I've found a lot of these colors to be hard to find at the thrift store. One trick is, if you love the shape and size, you can usually switch up the color yourself. In my last video, I showed you guys the fall branches I already owned, but I wasn't crazy about the reddish color for my decor. I gave them a wash using a light brown paint, and like a lot of stems and branches, the leaves can pop right off and be put back on, which made the process really efficient. For the wash, I mixed about half paint and half water, which helped tone down the red tone. After letting them sit for a week, I decided to try one more coat to get the color closer to these Pottery Barn versions. For this coat, I used 2 parts paint and 1 part water, and this really made all the difference. Mixed with the warm undertones, it creates this really pretty rust tone, which is closer in line to the rest of my decor style. I honestly can't decide where to style them, so let me know what you think in the comments. Okay, so I have a bit of a love-hate relationship with seasonal wall art, and the reason for this is because depending on the size, you can spend a small fortune, and similar to the pumpkins, it can sit in storage for most of the year. One of my favorite budget-friendly hacks is taking a thrifted or existing canvas and giving it a fresh look. This is especially great for seasonal pieces because you can feature them temporarily and then repaint them later. For these next 2 projects, I'm transforming a couple of thrifted wall art pieces to complement my fall decor. For the first one, I want it to act as a subtle fall accent that I can enjoy year-round while still making my fall decor stand out. Here I'm starting with a neutral beige base using one of the $5 paints I already had from Sherwin-Williams. What I love about this next technique is that it uses minimal paint and doesn't require any special artistic skills whatsoever. I'm using a darker tone paint, dipping my brush once, and then repeating the same strokes across the canvas, letting the color gradually fade out. The best part is that I had no guilt painting over this canvas and also wasn't afraid to experiment since it only cost me $6.99. For this last step, I layered a dark brown chalk paint using the same technique, and I'm really happy with the overall result. It's definitely not a professional art piece, but I think it's the perfect complement to my fall decor. If you know me, I'm a sucker for gold frames, and I fell in love with this one. The camera doesn't quite capture it, but the original picture leaned really green, which wasn't my favorite. But honestly, at $1.99, I had nothing to lose by experimenting with a new look. Fair warning, I'm absolutely not a pro, and I totally followed a sunflower tutorial for this one, which I will link below instead of boring you with every brush stroke. I'm just using craft store paints for this, and I started off with a fresh base and then loosely followed the sunflower tutorial. I had so much fun just messing around with the different shades, and something about getting lost in a fun project like this just feels so therapeutic. It was my first time painting something like this, so it's far from perfect, but my goal was just to create something that would complement my fall decor and tie in with the faux stems already on my gallery wall. And while this is definitely not Monet level, I'm actually really proud of how it turned out. As I was mentioning earlier, the thrift store has a ton of seasonal bunches, and in my last video I thrifted this fall bow arrangement and separated these 3 pomegranates. I love the look of this gold version by Ethan Allen, but definitely not the price tag. I just gave mine 2 quick coats of this gold spray paint I already had on hand. I think they give the space the same elevated fall look, but for a fraction of the cost. Another metallic accent I've been seeing a lot of for fall are brass or bronze candlesticks, and they just bring such a warm feel as we head into the Burr months. Now these can range quite a bit in price, but it's actually super simple to get the same look with just a bit of rub and buff or metallic paint. Black holders work best for this, and I've found plenty at the thrift stores, usually for just a few bucks. I thrifted this set and the whole makeover only took me 10 minutes. All I did was mix together a couple of metallics I already had and give each candlestick 2 quick coats. The paint, which I'll have linked below, dries in record time, so this whole project took me less than 10 minutes. I've dressed them all up for fall, but they really look beautiful all year round, and I was able to get a look that I love for only $2 since I used my existing paint. Vases are another classic decor piece that you can really dress up for the season. I like to work with neutral colors and then just switch bolder colored stems in depending on the time of year. This last project is extra special because it's actually for my mother-in-law. She had her eye on a vase from Pottery Barn, so I wanted to create something with a similar look that would pair nicely with fall florals. At Habitat for Humanity, I found this vase for $10 and the shape was perfect for this transformation. I started off with a quick sanding to help the paint stick and then applied a primer to hide the dark green and give a nice base coat. Once that was dry, I used 1 coat of my favorite texture spray, which might be hard to see here, but it gives a really nice stone-like texture. The base color, I used the same paint as the pumpkins and applied 1 coat. These next steps are super easy and don't even require a paintbrush. I'm using 3 craft paints here, which are a white, this light cream, and a darker brown. Basically, you just take a damp paper towel, dip it lightly in the paint, and blend each color into the vase. I focused on the lighter colors in the middle to act as a highlight and added more brown towards the bottom for shading. What's really great about this method is that you don't need it to be perfect. The damp paper towel naturally blends the colors and smooths out any harsh lines. There's no order here either because you can just go back in and add more color or tone it down. I just played around with the colors until I was happy with it. I added in some burgundy florals and I couldn't be happier with how it turned out. I think I was able to capture a similar look to the Pottery Barn vase while still putting my own spin on it. Not gonna lie here, a part of me wanted to keep it since it goes so well with my decor, but honestly I was more excited to see what my mother-in-law would think.
So much fun with all these projects, and if you enjoyed this video, please let me know in the comments and hit subscribe for more content like this. Thank you all so much for watching. Have a fantastic week, and I will see you in my next one.